Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Nicole Russo. Welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Stonestreet, of course, one of the leading thoroughbred operations in the entire world. Doesn't matter whether they breed, race, or sell such top horses like Curlin and Rachel Alexandra from the Stonestreet operation. Let's take a look at our Spa Babies race for Wednesday, July the 31st, kicking off the 50-cent late pick 5. Mile and a 16th on the inner turf. These are 2-year-old filly New York breds. Nice full field, Nicole. Lots of first-time starters to dig our teeth into.
Lots of first-time starters and a couple of experienced horses coming out of the same maiden. So your evaluation of that race is really kind of going to depend on what you thought about the field there. But a lot of interesting pedigrees, including some first crop sires standing in New York with their initial 2-year-olds in here.
Big field in here, 10 in the body of the race. The 11, Mangetsu, is an also eligible. Let's start things off with one of the experienced runners, the number 1, Slightly Busy, going out for Todd Pletcher. Dylan Davis picks up the mount. This is a daughter of Munning, sold for $350,000 as a yearling. The dam's a half to Temple City, a good synthetic horse, but also a strong turf runner, a strong turf sire. This one showed brief speed as the favorite in her debut. I'm expecting speed from the rail here.
I would absolutely expect her to show some speed again to navigate a trip from that rail post on the tight turns on this inner turf course. That being said, I do think that if she can ration that speed, 2 turns will be within her scope. You mentioned Temple City, a terrific source of stamina on the turf as well.
True international pedigree, the dam a half to a stakes place dirt sprinter in Panama, the third dam a Group 1 stakes winner in France. The 2 is one of the first-time starters in here. This is Carrie, a daughter of Caravaggio, $27,000 weanling. Caravaggio does very, very well with turf runners. The dam was a stakes place dirt router. Note the asterisk next to that. That means that she was a debut winner. This is a solid pedigree, turf, dirt. I would expect this filly to run pretty well first time out on the grass.
I do expect her to run well for Carrie Bryan, a terrific horsewoman, both on the flat and over fences. I think this one will be ready to give a good account of herself going 2 turns on debut, which is a tall ask. Carrie is great at giving horses a foundation and building their stamina up. That being said, she doesn't usually crank on them first time out. I would expect Correga to get a piece of her, but I am going to circle this filly because I can't wait to play her hopefully later on this meet as well.
This is the family of Kentucky Oaks winner Franz Valentine. Julien Leperoux takes the mount from post position 2. The number 3 is Serious Lady. This is a daughter of Honest Mischief, trained by Joe Sharp. Now, she's a half to a very talented graded stakes winner on the turf named Nisi Marie, a $100,000 yearling by first crop sire Honest Mischief. What do we need to know about Honest Mischief?
Well, Honest Mischief really developed, kind of into his 3-year-old year and got better as he went on. So I think his offspring are going to follow in that same path. He's done okay with a couple of 2-year-old winners from his first crop so far, but I expect them to be even better as they go on a little bit. I do expect them to have some versatility to be able to run on turf or dirt. We saw that from Into Mischief. We've seen that from his sons at stud, like Golden Sense, who's got grade 1 winners on both turf and dirt. Very interesting here. You'll see that Serious Lady is actually from the immediate female family of Kentucky Derby winner Rich Strike, who would actually very much intrigue me in a turf route himself. He's got the pedigree for that. That's neither here nor there, but something to keep in mind as Rich Strike is at Saratoga working toward his comeback.
The dam's also a half to a 2-year-old grade 2 stakes winner on the turf. The second dam, a 2-year-old grade 3 stakes winner on the dirt. So there's some pedigree and precocity here. Note that this is Tyler Gaffalione's second call. The first is Mangetsu. If Mangetsu gets into the body of the race, Serious Lady will need a new rider. The 4 is Jackpot Julie. Flavian Pratt takes the mount for Mel Giddings. This is a daughter of King for a Day, first starter out of an unplaced dam. What do we know about King for a Day? Won the Pegasus, I think, at Monmouth for Todd.
Yeah, King for a Day, very good around 2 turns on dirt. But again, he's another one. You go back one generation and look at his sire, Uncle Mo. Uncle Mo's got grade 1 winners on both turf and dirt. So you expect some of his young sons to follow in his footsteps. King for a Day has been very popular, getting very good numbers of books of mares in his initial crops standing in New York. Another very promising freshman sire in this state. And this one running for a barn, Melanie Giddings, that has been live at this meet with its 2-year-olds.
Number 5 is Marvelous Madison. Talk about a barn that's been live with 2-year-olds. Chad Brown sent out some real runners lately, especially first-time starters on the dirt. Marvelous Madison is a half to grade 3 stakes place dirt router, shorty, a debut winner that arguably was even better on the turf. She's also a half to a stakes place dirt router named No Salt. This is another Caravaggio filly. The dam was precocious and fast, a juvenile stakes place dirt sprinter.
Yeah, and Caravaggio was precocious as well. He was a multiple time winner at Royal Ascot in his 2-year-old and then his 3-year-old season. And he's just having an outstanding year on the turf internationally, represented by runners like Porta Fortuna, a Group 1 winner in Europe, and by White Beam, recent repeat winner of the Grade 1 Diana to kick off the Saratoga meet.
The dam's a half to a multiple grade 3 place turf router named Swear By It. The second dam, a stakes winning turf router, so lots of turf ability in this quality family. The 6 is Grace and Grit. This is a daughter of Munnings who breezed a furlong in 10 flat before selling for $350,000 in April. John Kimmel trains. Kendrick Carmouche takes the mount. The dam was a multiple stakes winner on dirt, has been very productive, Nicole. 3 winners from 3 runners.
Yeah, and you see a lot of dirt in that female family. Munnings can get them on either surface. You see this one with a bullet work on the dirt. But that being said, our colleague David Grunning recently talked to John Kimmel about this filly specifically, and Kimmel told him, quote, "We were hoping she would be okay on the dirt, but the more I've watched her and breezed her in company, I get the feeling she travels a little better on the grass than she has on the dirt."
And of course, check out our colleague Mike Welsh and Company's Clocker reports daily at Saratoga and Del Mar. They'll tell you all about these horses' workouts. The 7 is Ada May. This one is a first-time starter for trainer Jonathan Thomas. This one's by Candy Ride, $45,000 yearling. The dam was a mile winner on dirt at 2. Solid pedigree. Lots of dirt in this family, but Jonathan Thomas wins with turf horses, and kind of an interesting work tab here. Nice, easy breeze the other day, getting set for this one.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of quicker works and then kind of a maintenance move. I feel like Jonathan Thomas has got her kind of right where he wants her from reading that pattern. But again, make sure you check out those clocker reports. They won't just tell you that Ada May worked fast, which you can see with your own eyes here. They'll tell you how she worked fast.
The 8 is National Archive, daughter of Constitution, homebred, trained by Christophe Clement. Arad Ortiz takes the mount. Nice, solid family. This one, Constitution, 16% winners with juvenile debut runners. The dam was a 2-year-old placed on turf going long. The third dam, Strike It Rich, was a nice horse for Clement, a grade 3 stakes winner going long on the weeds.
Yeah, Strike It Rich, a very, very good turf route runner there. And, Constitution, you think of him more as a dirt runner, of course, with his performances in races like the Florida Derby and the Don. But in kind of this new era of American turf sires with some room at the top after the loss of Kitten's Joy and others, Constitution is actually one of North America's leading living turf sires right now. He's quietly proving very, very versatile.
The 9 is Caras Dreamweaver. This filly has already raced once. She's got a pedigree, a half to English breeze, multiple stakes placed, 2-year-old on the turf. Caras Dreamer, multiple stakes placed on the turf. She is by Speightster. The dam was stakes placed routing on turf and dirt. And here's her debut run, sprinting in early July at Belmont. Caras Dreamweaver is on the outside, and she's going to make a run now. This is a nice, strong finish for the debut. It'll be interesting to see if she can duplicate this going 2 turns.
Yeah, finished with interest, and we'll see if she gets the same kind of hotter pace in front of her going 2 turns, as they tend to go a little bit slower early. It's interesting that we've got 2 fillies in here coming out of the same race, in the 1 Slightly Busy, who showed speed early, and then the 9 Caras Dreamweaver, who was coming on late with interest.
Eric Cancel retains the mount for trainer Mitch Friedman. The final horse in the body of the race is the 10 Playful Last, daughter of Matoli, going out for Mike Maker. Louis Saez takes the mount, $80,000 2-year-old in May, breezed a furlong in 10 and change. What a nice dam. She was a stakes place turf router. She's foaled 8 winners from as many runners. So there is some turf and synthetic pedigree, little precocity as well.
Yeah, an absolutely rock solid broodmare with that kind of record, 8 for 8. And I do like the turf and synthetic on the bottom side of this page to kind of balance out Matoli, who it is early in his career. This just his second crop of 2-year-olds. He was last year's leading freshman, but I really think of him so far more as a dirt sire.
Should be plenty fit after 5 consecutive 5 furlong breezes leading up to
Mhm.
this race. If the 11-man gets into this race, she must be considered. She's Gaffaleone's first call, going out for a really good trainer in Kelsey Danner. Bullet works on the synth at Turfway. Let's take a look at our top picks. Race number 5 at Saratoga on Wednesday. Hey, Chad Brown's on fire right now. Marvelous Madison has a strong pedigree. Looks like she's working real well for this one.
Yeah, and this race really came down for me to we talk all the time looking at these 2-year-old races about who's going to be good in the future versus who is good right now. The two daughters of Caravaggio, who's having such a good year, were the ones I was most excited about in this race. Ultimately, I went with Marvelous Madison just because I think this barn might have her a little bit more ready to fire first time out. But that being said, the two Carrie, I'm very much looking forward to in the future.
Well, fishing for a little bit of a price with the 7-8 of May for Jonathan Thomas. Fast working out of the gate, 2 back, then a nice little easy maintenance breeze leading up to this. Jonathan Thomas has run too many horses at Saratoga. He did have a debut winner at Horseshoe Indianapolis recently, so maybe this barn's starting to wake up. 5-9-7-2 for Nicole, 7-9-1-10 for me. It's our Wednesday Spa Baby race, kicking off a 50-cent late pick 5. It's race number 5 at the Spa, and we're presented by Stonestreet. Good luck.